Okay, here's another conversion. 5,520 yards is how many centimeters? So since I can't find any conversion with the information that I have in my book or from my yellow sheet that tells me how to convert from yards to centimeters directly, I'm going to have to probably use more than one conversion factor. Quickest way I can get there is by going from yards to meters and then from meters to centimeters. The first conversion, yards to meters, the equality that I'm given is 1.094 yards equals 1 meter. This is between two different systems. The 1 is an exact number, but the 1.094 yards is a measured number, so we'll have to take that into account later on with sig figs. That's our first conversion factor, is using that equality. Our next conversion, meters to centimeters, I have to take a look at the prefixes involved in this metric to metric conversion. Meter is the base unit. It has a power of 10 value of 10 to the 0 power. And centimeters, centi, means that I have a power of 10 value of 10 to the minus 2. The difference between these powers of 10 is 2 steps. So it takes 2 powers of 10 to go from centimeters to meters and vice versa. The larger of the two units is meter, so I'm going to assign that my number 1. And the other part of my equality in my ratio, the smaller unit, centimeters, is going to get my power of 10. Since I have 2 steps, that represents the exponent in my power of 10. There are 10 to the second power centimeters in 1 meter. So this would be my second conversion factor. So in setting this up, start off with what I'm given, 5,520 yards. I'm going to multiply that by my first conversion based on the 1.094 yards equals 1 meter equality. Here I will want my yards in the denominator, since that's the unit that I have and what I want to get rid of. Meters is what I want to convert to, so that unit will be on top. So the conversion factor will be 1 meter over 1.094 yards. Yards cancel. I'm left with meters. Now I just do my second conversion to go from meters to centimeters. Here I flip my conversion that I came up with because I want centimeters, the unit that I'm ultimately going to convert to, located in the numerator on top. And 1 meter is in the denominator, so that meters will cancel. So after the meters cancel, I'm left with centimeters as my only unit left. So in entering this in my calculator, I take 5,520 yards times 10 to the second power, or 100, and then divide that by whatever is in the denominator. I have only one thing in the denominator to divide by other than 1, and that is 1.094. So my calculator answer that I end up getting for this is 504,570.3839, and it probably keeps on going depending upon how big your display is. Now from this calculator answer, I only need to keep as many significant figures as I'm allowed. So I take a look at my measured values, both that I start off with and potentially my conversions. 5,520 contains 3 significant figures because the 4th digit 0 is a trailing 0 with no decimal point. And since there's no decimal point, the 0 is not considered significant. So this has just 3 sig figs. The metric to metric conversion from centimeters to meters is a exact value since it's within the same system, so it does not limit the number of sig figs. The meter to yards conversion, though, the conversion equality that we're given is 1.094. That is a measured value, as I mentioned before. That measured value has 4 sig figs, so 4 versus 3 sig figs, according to my multiplication rules, I keep the least number of significant figures, so I'm going to stay with 3. So the cutoff point on my calculator answer is just after the 4, and since my 4 has a value after it, after that dashed cutoff point of 5 or above, I have to round up, and I can round up to 505, and then in order to keep the quantity still in the hundred thousands, I need to add 3 trailing zeros to let you know how big the quantity is. And as long as I don't place a decimal there, this answer shows just 3 significant figures: the 5, the 0 which is confined, and the other 5. Again, the 3 trailing zeros are not significant because there is no decimal point. If there was a decimal point there, there would be 6 significant figures. Alternatively, you could express this in scientific notation. For those of you that are wondering about that, that value would be 5.05 times 10 to the 5th power. 505,000 centimeters in 5,520 yards.